Hello everybody, welcome back to the Ripple Effect. Yeah, this is the series where we take a look at some of the big transfer news going on. Only a few days left, of course, and there's been some big moves recently. So in this video, I'm just going to pick a selection, 4 in fact. Lucas Paqueta, Alexander Isak, Wesley Fofana, Antony. We're going to talk about 1, how they will play, but 2, most importantly, what the ripple effect will be. If you're new to the channel and you love the ripple effect, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's begin with Lucas Paqueta. So here is your boy Paqueta. Paqueta is a flair player. He plays his best stuff without any creative shackles at all. Having said that, he's actually a very hard worker off the ball as well. Over the last year, he has been in the top 5%. Let me just show you his heat map. Ooh, this is SofaScore, by the way. Link is in the description. It's a gorgeous app that I use all the time. He's in the top 5% for attacking midfielders for pressures per 90, which demonstrates he's got a work ethic that matches the talent that he's got, because he is a flair player, but he's not a luxury player. He'll most likely play as the 10 for West Ham, who've actually got quite a lot of options in that position as well. Of course, Ben Rama, I'm a big fan as well, but 10 is his natural position. He could also play as a false 9 or on the wing in a different system, but in West Ham's system, that's not really going to work, especially with the other kind of key members of the squad as well. People like Jared Bowen, for example, who's obviously going to play. So Paqueta plays his best stuff when there's movement around him, allowing him to be the fulcrum of the side in the centre. I can see Bowen's movement being something that Paqueta is able to utilise a hell of a lot with his eye for a pass and that level of execution that he can provide in terms of seeing the pass but playing it too. So what does this mean for the squad? What I will say is I don't think it means a huge amount. There is one name that it's going towards me, and he's a bit of a legend for West Ham, but I just don't see a place for him now. First of all, on that left-hand side, in terms of the starting lineup, you've got a problem. Not problem, it's a great problem. The likes of Fornals, you've got Ben Rama as well. But the big excuse last year was that they didn't have the depth. This year, that excuse doesn't exist anymore. So there's a little ripple for you. So you've got Ben Rama on the bench who can come on. Fornals, who I actually think has been a fantastic performer for them. But he's played left wing, attacking midfield, centre midfield, but Paqueta will be the 10. So on that left wing, there's a little bit less space for individuals, and you can only have 11. You've heard it here first. The name that I keep looking at and thinking, feels like it's the end for you, is Lanzini. Will Lanzini be happy to stay there and sit there? Because I don't see him getting too many minutes right now with the quality that is in the squad right now. So with the deadline looming, is it one where, does he want to go back to Argentina? What does he want to do? Does he want to experience a new league? A loan move for Lanzini might be one that someone tries and sorts out pretty quickly. Next up, Alexander Isak, of course, has gone to Newcastle United, but how is this going to affect Newcastle United? Will there be a ripple? Now, despite being 6'4" and obviously a candidate for a target man role, Isak won't be your classic target man that you sort of just fire balls into that doesn't move that much, because he's so much more mobile, which you can see from his heat map here. And if we click on specific games as well, for example, let me just make that a little bit bigger, you can see that he's so mobile. It does a lot of work when spinning in behind, finding space. He's a lot more like Haaland does than a Chris Wood type striker. So the fact that he's tall doesn't have a massive bearing on the style of play, but it does help when it comes to that sort of presence in the box, and also I guess the presence in the defensive box as well. The beauty of Isak is that his mobility, it allows Newcastle to play how they would with Callum Wilson, which means that they don't have to alter him to fit in too much. But that said, he can play across the front line as well, which I think means that overall, although I do feel like they've spent a little bit too much on this guy, he is someone who's young, he does fit the profile, and he does have a bit of versatility in terms of what he brings in terms of physicality, but also where he can play on the pitch. So what does this mean for the squad? Well, Isak isn't your classic target man, and I have been pushing this narrative for a while, which is probably not fair on Chris Wood, but I did wonder if Everton might want to go and pinch him at some point so you can kind of still play that similar style with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think, you know, because Newcastle, they're not beggars anymore, are they? They're choosers. And as choosers, when I look at that Newcastle squad, there isn't actually a huge amount of striking options. And the fact that Isaac isn't that classic target man and that he can spin in behind, he can run into the channels for the team as well. Actually, you've got a pretty exciting front too, if you wanted to do so. And with the 5 subs rule and with Callum Wilson's injury problems at times, I actually think that probably the smart thing to do is to keep a hold of Chris Wood. Chris Wood is the one in the firing line, in my opinion, and it might be one where he just wants to play as many games as possible as someone who's getting a little bit older, because it feels like his future at Newcastle is pretty bleak. So if there is a ripple, it will be Chris Wood on his way out, in my opinion. Next up, Antony, of course, Man United, big bucks for him. I've got to be honest though, Man United fans, it's one of those where the rest of the world goes, this feels like a money for people, doesn't it? And you'll just go, well, look, we need him. Let's just enjoy him. And I think you will enjoy him. We did a video with Scouted Football at the start of the year, said that he would take the world of football by storm this season. Not totally happened just yet, but it's a big move. And we did think it would be the likes of those juggernauts that he would go to. In terms of what you'll get from him, in terms of how he'll play, expect him to be that flary winger. In terms of his heat map, they're all the same. He loves to sort of take on the fullback, go past the fullback before chopping back onto his left foot, opening his body, and making his next decision being that a shot or an in-swinging cross as well. Think of Mahrez with more pace, and Rora if you want an idea for how Antony plays. So what does this mean for the Man United squad? Well, they are stacked now, I would say, in those wide areas. If we have a look at it here, you've got some guys, you know, who are in and around it, but importantly, you've got a big talking point in Cristiano Ronaldo. Amad Diallo, what's going to happen to him? It is a padded squad in terms of the wide areas. In terms of players that want to play on the right, Antony wants to play on the right. And so with that in mind, it feels like Sancho could be one that there is a bit of a ripple because he's going to have to move over to that left-hand side. Does that create another ripple? Yes, it does, because Rashford will not be playing on that left-hand side. Yes, they might mix and match, but maybe, just maybe, they might want him as that central striker to play with real gusto going forward vertically on the counter-attack at times, because yes, Casemiro will change that a little bit, but he's not a playmaker. So with that in mind, does Ten Hag still want to go that little bit more direct than he will do as this team evolves? We've got to talk about Ronaldo as well, because I do think if Antony stays, then this is a player who will score a lot of goals, Ronaldo, if he can sort of, you know, shut up and get on with playing football. As a central striker, think of that Hilera. I've been saying it for months and months now. Antony chopping back, putting those crosses, getting his head up and finding him. Ronaldo will score a lot of goals for this team if that was the case. But with arrival of Antony, that means game time is going to be hard to come by in a big way for the likes of Garnacho and Diallo. You've just seen Hannibal Mejbri make his way to Birmingham as well, heading out on loan. So similar moves for Diallo and Garnacho in particular is something I expect to see over these next couple of weeks, days, minutes. Last up, Wesley Fofana, big move, and I think this is a really smart one. I think in time, as long as he stays fit, you've got yourself, and let me scroll down a bit, because this is his heat map, season heat map for that season, that Leicester City, where he's fantastic. He could be the sort of new Rudiger, I guess, to a point on that right-hand side. Right centre-back position seems the obvious, I mean, it's there, isn't it? A big red blob. And that would mean that there's a bit of a ripple effect in the fact that Reece James, who has been playing right-sided centre-back, goes over to that right wing back, and all of a sudden it feels like to me you've really leveled up. He's such a good progressor of the ball. I think him doing that and then stepping into midfield again is just going to mean that Reece James is higher and wider, and in terms of direct chance creation, that is a very good thing for Chelsea. So what does this mean for the squad, and in particular, what does this mean for Trevor Chalobah? Now, this is a great shout. I was on Saturday Social on Saturday with a pie face, and that guy is, first of all, one of the nicest men on the planet. Secondly, made an amazing shout saying Trevor Chalobah to Aston Villa. I hadn't thought it through, but the big thing here is because Paqueta, of course, has re-signed, and you've got versatility in terms of him playing as a right wing back or as a right-sided centre-back. For Chalobah and his development, he needs to keep playing games. And I think him going to an Aston Villa would be a really good shout for them. I think would be the best move would be a loan, because this is someone like Fofana who, look, if he's fit, he's capable of playing 35, 40 games in a season. But also, when you have a look to the left of him, Thiago Silva is not going to play forever. So this is someone that you don't want to, in Chalobah, someone who I thought did really well. I like his mentality when he's playing and defending. He seems positive, and I think he's going to grow in terms of, yes, he'll make the odd mistake, but I think in time he will be a really, really exceptional player for them. So with that in mind, I think there's a ripple effect in terms of letting him go out on loan, but do not sell him. Because when he comes back, there could be a move down the line where Thiago Silva starts to make his way out, Fofana goes into the centre of that back three, and then you've got space for Chalobah all of a sudden. So there you have it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed a cheeky ripple effect. If you see any, let me know on Twitter at James Allcott or in the comments down below. We're looking to do a deadline day stream, a phone in. So if you want to get involved in that, there is a Discord server where you can put your name forward. Make sure you get involved. It's been a bit quiet on this front. So get yourselves involved, right? This is a channel where we talk things through. And we're going to be doing that on Thursday at 12:30. So do not miss it. If you don't want to miss it, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. See you next time.